my slam time. Gonna bust up your behind. This is my slam time. Gonna mess up your whole mind. This is my slam time. Gonna bust up your behind. This is my slam time. Gonna mess up your whole mind.
Welcome to Work the Left Side. I am back. We've been off for a few weeks, but we are back. We are back in style. I am joined by the always awesome Nicki and the always even awesomer, no offense,
Wow.
Nicki, Mr. Supersonic Sammy Blue.
Yeah, how we doing? Woo! There we go.
I'll let him have it.
That's the
I'll let him have that.
It's officially a party. But yes, so we are back. If you follow us on the socials, you know we've been doing the end of year awards. You've seen the names, you've voted. We had tag teams, we had male wrestlers, we had female wrestlers, we had breakout star, we had promotions, we had the shebang. So yeah, we're just here to sit down and talk about the people who won it, the people who were nominated, and just to show a lot of love for British wrestling as a whole, really, because that's what the polls are there for. It is to put eyes on people that you might not know about, as well as to show love for the people that you do. So let's start, Nicki, with something I know you was very, very happy about, the Tag Team of the Year award.
Yes, this is what we do.
So I'll let you tell the people who won the Tag Team of the Year.
Yes, I'm very proud of them. It was the brand.
Indeed. Massive shout out. From out of nowhere, really. You know, it also amazes me the kind of following these guys have built, you know, in less than 2 years. You know, I wasn't going to go into how many votes and stuff like that, but I do want to do it on this one just as an example of if people have been like, who? You know, it's, you know, if you don't know them, you will do in 2025. Trust me. This category got over just short of 900 votes, and they won with about 68% of the votes, and that was against Wagon, Reese and Rogan, and Sammy. Apologies, dude, but the Playtime Mafia.
Oh, my boys.
Your
I know,
boys.
I felt I was so torn. I was like, who do I vote for? But you know, Raz threatened me. I'm kidding.
Ready? You know,
Yeah, I got a free t-shirt. No, I'm kidding. They're gonna hate me now. No, I love them guys.
Yeah, but to get that amount of votes is great.
Yeah.
That's the point I was trying to make is, you know, if you don't know who they are, obviously a shitload of people do know who they are and appreciate what they do. Quick sidebar, if you don't know who they are and you go to Tidal, you will find out on the 19th of January who the brand are. They have their Tidal debut match. But I want to shout out the Playtime. Billy's going to kill me. I nearly called them the Primetime players again.
What about the Fun Time Mafia? I know they love that one as well.
I started doing it. I was like, do I on purpose just to wind them up, or do I actually? I'll behave. It's the Playtime.
I just wind them up.
Billy O'Keefe, J-Ro Lewis, obviously two guys you know very well. You know, Sammy. I was happy to see them in the top four. You know, again, it speaks volumes that they got past other teams. You know, Sunset Machine, Sunshine Machine, just numerous other Misery Business didn't make the top four. Crash Boat didn't make it. You know, all these other teams didn't make the top four, but PTM did. So again, that for me speaks volumes.
I could say, like, sorry, Sammy.
Oh,
But in. Like, watching PTM at Blackheart is so fun. Like, from a fan's perspective, just watching them, it's just fun. The heels, but you don't want to hate them that much, but then you do. But anyway, sorry, Sammy.
No, go ahead. Just interrupt me all night. What? No, I'm all right. No. For the amount of time that Billy and Jay have been teaming, like, and it hasn't been that long, they've done so much with it in a short space of time, especially at Blackheart. Obviously, I know because I was working with them the majority of that time, and it's such a pleasure to work with such talented people. And I know I'm a bit biased in saying that, but because I'm so close with them and I get to see them every week pretty much, like, work on their craft, I know how talented they are. And even though they've just started, they do deserve the top 4 spot of Tag Team of the Year. And hopefully 2025 we can see PTM on top.
I don't know.
Whatever it is.
Not if the brand has to say about it. Brand can be 2 times.
It is my mission at some point. I am going to try and get it booked somewhere. I need the PTM versus the brand just to blow mine, just to be like.
But can I just add, like, I saw J-Ro, back in like 2016, and seeing him now, it's just the difference is massive. Yeah. I spoke to him at the last Fountain show about it, and I was just like, the difference in you is huge compared to how he was back then. Like, you can see that they're all it's such a wholesome environment with Sammy and Gung Ho and PTM and everyone. It's so wholesome, and you can see the bond that they all have. Like, being backstage with them at Fountains, it's so fun. Like, I don't think I've ever laughed so much as the last Fountain show backstage with these lads. Like, and I just seem to have just slotted in perfectly. Like, I get on with them all so well. Like, it's been really nice for me because I was so nervous.
Oh, we love you, Nicki. We love you. Big. There we go. Hearts on the screen. There we are.
And I love Sammy, even though I can barely move my arms right now.
Yes. That context, they were both at the gym this morning, and Sammy was putting Nicki through the paces. I believe he told me it was the Sean only workout. So, you know.
Sean only workout that he showed me.
It's all right. It's only fair because I put him through his on Saturday.
Again at the gym.
At the gym.
Calm down. It's a family show.
But obviously the other teams involved, it was obviously, as I say, you know, Playtime Mafia, the brand who won it, Meat Wagon and Reese and Rogan, you know, all 4 teams, amazing. You know, I said it, you know, you put any of those 4 teams on a poster, you've got my attention. Nicki, I know, not to stitch you up here or anything, but I know you weren't overly happy when Meat Wagon won the True Grit titles.
Wow, Nick. I was ecstatic. No, I wasn't.
Obviously, because they're heels, you know, and you're such a big fan of Misery Business, you were gutted to see Misery Business lose it. But yeah, Meat Wagon are a good heel team for me.
Not as good as these guys. Clearly, by the votes.
There we go. And obviously,
Wagon are going to hate me. Actually, Jeebus is going to hate me, right?
Because Jeebus loves the meat.
Loves the meat, does Jeebs.
Oh yeah, he loves the meat, yeah.
He loves the meat. He just sits there when they come out and he goes, meat, meat, meat. It's like, yep.
He is a meat.
He's going to hate me so much. Please cut all this out.
Gonna hate you. I'm going to be the one who clips it and just showing a little 3-second clip of saying Jeebus loves meat.
That'll make it on the reel. That will make it on the reel.
So that was the tag team. So yeah, massive shout out to the brand, who I also love very much. Redesigned. I mentioned the Tidal match on the 19th of January against the Shetland Pony, Tom Thelwell and Rob Drake. They have redesigned the match graphic just to add that work that their side tag team of the year thing above them on the poster. So
can I just say about the brand as well, they go above and beyond, like they always do. They're just such, like, I know they're a heel team, but they're such great people. Like, the minute I met them, I just seemed to just click with them both. And we have such good conversations with Raz about the Muppets and How I Met Your Mother. Oh, you know, we have such good chats. and it's just, again, it's that vibe that they give off. You can't help but love them.
Cheeky chappies, lovable rogue, galleons.
Yes, definitely.
You know, you're meant to hate them, but eventually you kind of, it's like the old school Edge and Christian. You know, you're meant to hate them, they're like, but you just end up being like, you know what, these guys are just too cool.
You go to an LWF show and you know they're supposed to be the heels, but the crowd is so divided most of the time. They're just, you love to hate them. You can't help but cheer.
Right. This one wasn't done by votes. I pretty much took control and just said this person's won this one. It wasn't a quick thought. I'd been milling about it for a long time. I was weighing up pros and cons. I've got a feeling, you know, 2025, it might be Sammy's year, but, you know, breakout star of 2024 for me was Vusyk. There's a lot of names to be mentioned. You know, I was tossed up, you know, Kemper was in there, you know, Leon Cage. There's a lot of people, obviously, you know, Mr. O'Keefe, Sammy as well. I'm not taking anything away from anyone. But going to Tidal as much as we did and seeing that two Nathan Cruz matches, seeing the Sam Bradwell match at the start of the year, just seeing that Ace Matthews match and then seeing Vusyk in True Grit as well, you know, that thing when he turned to get Sash and he got the uppercut. He had banging matches last year, but this year he developed into a storyteller as well. He had moments as well as matches.
Yeah, you could feel the emotion.
Yes.
Especially with Nathan. There was so much emotion behind their matches that it was unreal. You just couldn't help but it was like I didn't even want to make noise. I just wanted to watch.
Yeah. That is it. That's the sign of. That's the thing about wrestling. It can either be a really good thing or a really bad thing. It's like you're not invested in it. You just kind of sat on your hands, or you can be so invested you just forget to clap or cheer or boo. You just tunnel vision and just be like, you fix on what's happening. So, but yeah, it's not a long conversation. But for me, that was why I picked Vusyk as the breakout star of 2024. I hopefully you kind of agree with that, Nikki. But
yeah. I mean, I was torn between him and Kemper, very torn. But I've seen Vusyk at Burnley as well, and I do feel really bad because I changed his name to Vusyk, and I would not stop saying it. You know what I'm like? I have to come up with these things, and I was just and I felt really bad after, and I went and apologised to him.
Yeah, it's not somebody you want angry at you. So
no, I don't want an angry Vusyk at me.
Sammy, obviously, I know you are the Supersonic Sammy Blue, but I know that you are a wrestling fan as well. You do go to shows. You're not just booked on shows. You enjoy watching shows. There's somebody that's been on your radar this year.
I've seen little bits of him. I haven't really seen too much of him. It's funny how you bring up Kemper because I was gonna talk about him actually because I remember watching like a main event match he was in a few months ago, and he's just great. Really put a great main event match together, full of drama and story, and he's such a lovely guy as well. Like I've had very, very limited interactions with him, and he still took the time out to have a little chin wag with me, and it's always appreciated. It's always like showing kindness in a locker room. Lovely guy, lovely match. I was gonna say, well, it was a lovely match. Very much enjoyed the pro wrestling match. But yeah, I'm gonna have to keep more of an eye out for Vusyk. I hear good things, especially off Sean Only. I remember a few conversations where his name came up in the car. Glowing reviews.
But if Pete's saying nice things, sorry if Sean Only's saying nice things because he never says nice things. It must be he must be doing something right. So I feel validated in my pick now.
Well, that's good.
Obviously, you'd like to say those other names. And next year, well, I'm not saying next year, this year. Like I said, man, that's British wrestling at the minute. It's so hard. I can't even guess who's going to be on. I'm going to be trying to name at the end of this year. Like I said, there'll be you. There could be Billy, there could be J-Ro, there could be Gung Ho.
There's your final four right there. My fountains, lads, right?
I'm not letting Gung Ho Muttley outshine me. No way. I'll take Billy and I'll take Jay, but Muttley, nah chance.
I don't know who I'd vote for, Sammy. I know, I'm kidding.
It's the dimples. It'll be Billy. Don't let it fool you, Sammy. It'll be Billy every day.
You've broken Sammy now.
Yeah. Good
No,
dimples.
I don't know what you're on about, Nick.
The dimples. The dimples McBicep. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah. Good
Is
seconds.
it Bicep McDimples? I can't remember which way around it is.
Nick!
I think we're losing Nikki.
Told you that in confidence, right?
I'll retract all that. Well,
Billy, please
edit
don't
out.
watch this if you are.
Get it out in the
I
edit. Get it out in the edit. We'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. We're perfectly normal. Right.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, he's not going to mention it at the next Fountain Show whatsoever.
I'll mention it.
I know you will.
so
Anyway, moving swiftly on.
Game Face. Female wrestler of the year. I think we started off with like 52 names or something and got it down to the final four. You know, you had Nina Samuels, Natalie Sykes, Lizzie Evo, Harley Hudson, freaking Maddie Morgan, Billy McKenzie, Emerson Jane, Eve Bateman. You know, there's so much talent out there. It's crazy. But yeah, we got it down to these final four, and the overall winner was, she won it last year. She won it again this year. It's Rhio.
I've only had the pleasure of seeing Rhio a couple of times at True Grit when I started coming back, and wow. The only word I can use, just wow.
Yeah.
I remember the Thursday night showdown show that I was helping out on, and Rhio and Ivy were the main event. And such a cracking match. Like, way to take a main event, no disqualification stipulation, and just like pushing it to the max. I was so thoroughly sports entertained that it was all the run-ins, like, and what I appreciate about Ivy as well is that she's always giving it beans in terms of like character, always shouting. And Rhio, every time I've seen her, has always been so impressive. That package pile driver she does, damn.
Oh, beautiful.
Kevin Owens is rolling in whatever bed he is in terms of, he's scared that she's going to take over for the best package pile driver.
He would be KO'd if she had delivered to. But yeah, and obviously, like Rhio got it. Obviously, yeah, Ivy, as you sort of said, you know, sorry, Ivy, I've always been impressed with. She's a great heel. You know what I mean? I've always kind of like, at no point have I ever wanted to cheer her. Not because she's not great, but she's great at being a bad guy. It's like the Nathan Black kind of thing. She was the perfect heel in regards to, she wasn't a cool heel. She was just a prick. You know, she was just a gnarly, nasty person who was a
But
heel.
she's definitely not a Karen.
Definitely not.
No, definitely not.
She's another one that I've seen the progression of. So I remember her in EBW with the Monsters, with Alan and the other guys. I know their names, they're just not coming to my head right now. But I remember seeing her then, and again, the progression of her is brilliant. And I've had this conversation with her as well, because I actually reached out to her about mic work when I decided I wanted to go into announcing. So I thought, who is one of the best people on a mic that I know? And yeah, I dropped her a message, and she was really supportive and really helpful. And yeah, she's just lovely.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, so good at everything she does.
Nice. And obviously, the person who retired her at True Grit, ZiZi, still very young, still very fresh. You know, I think 21, 22. You know, I got the world ahead of her. You know, I think she's just coming on leaps and bounds. been a massive advocate for ZiZi since day one, and she just keeps getting better. So I'll enjoy including her in these polls while I can, before she goes stateside at some point.
Mm.
I didn't know she was that young. That's my age. So, damn. Okay.
Sorry, dude. Yeah. I think obviously she's just got this look about for women. She's tall. She stands out. She looks the job kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, but as you just mentioned, announcing Nicki, I'm going to move on to that award. I look forward to discussing you as a winner this time next year.
Damn
But-
right.
Yeah.
Checking it
Go,
next
Nicki.
year. I've told him. I told Mr. Campbell.
You even told the person who won this year
Yeah.
that you come in for the title. You are going to be challenging the two-time winner, Mr. Tom Campbell,
It
for
won't
Ring
be free.
Announcer of the Year.
He's not having it a third time.
So this is a weird one with ring announcing, obviously, because everybody kind of feels very kind of I love Bobby Cash. He's true grit for me through and through. Tidal alternates. I don't have a loyalty to Tidal's ring announcer. They're cool. I like the whole different whatever show. It makes it different. But I do love Bobby Cash at True Grit. I would have always voted for him. But obviously, what Tom Campbell does at North is amazing. The dude obviously knows what he's doing with the whole cultaholics thing. He's just a lovely human being. That makes it even worse, because the guy could be all ego. He could be all like, meh. But, he's not. You speak to him and he's lovely. He recorded an acceptance video.
Yeah.
Thanking everybody else, all the other ring announcers, taking time out, bigging them up instead of bigging himself up. And I was just like, oh, mate, seriously. You're amazing.
Just shows the kind of guy that he is.
I had the pleasure of meeting him. So.
Sorry, Sammy, go on. Sorry, first one.
Just kind of like shows the kind of guy that he is, and like watching the North stuff, he's just so good. Like I feel like he just gets it. Like both in terms of like ring announcing and what he does on commentary. Like I'm thoroughly engaged with anything that he's saying at all times. And like I've been watching like Cultaholic for years, and he's always been like an entertaining like guy to watch on the YouTubes with the rest of them. And yeah, I mean, Nicki, you got your work cut out for you next year. It depends. You really got to try because he is lovely. I'm not saying you're not lovely, but he is very good.
Say?
We're starting beef here.
I know. Maybe I'll be cheering on Muttley on 18th.
Oh well, yeah. I'll have a chat with Billy.
You got to use his legal name.
Yeah. His government name.
Oh,
I'm kind of done with my point now.
So go on, Nicki. Yeah. Anyway, this is your step up. I hope this up. You've got a year. How else? You now know the niceness of Mr. Campbell. You've had some interactions. You've told him you're coming for the title.
I know, and even then he was lovely about it.
Yeah.
Like, he was just like, yeah, you can do this. So like, oh, thanks.
Be angry at me.
I don't know. I've only just started. I like to think I'm doing all right. I'm being told I'm doing all right and doing a good job.
You are.
I've even had praise off Kemper, which meant a lot. I get praise off Sammy all the time.
Sammy's lovely though.
Oh, we found the new one.
What was that?
It was fireworks. So in 1 year's time, if you're the ring announcer of the year, I'll do that again, and then that's the celebration.
Can't do it again until then.
Yeah, I can't do it again until then.
Quick sidebar though, just to while we're talking about this, personally, I just want to say congratulations to you, Nicki, because I've known you a long ass time, and I know the the confidence it must have took, to start even think about doing what you started doing, the ring announcing thing. And I know the journey you would have been on, the dilemma, the conflict.
Yeah.
But you overcame it. You stepped inside that ring, and you've been announced now for PPW. You've announced for, obviously, Mr. Jepson has taken you onto the books. So, in all seriousness, Nicki, congratulations. Really stupidly. So,
Cry, Nick. No, it has taken a lot of a lot of confidence that I didn't think I had.
you built on it. You took it though. You just So that's. I'm not going to say anymore because I don't want to sort of note you in tears for the rest of the episode.
Yeah.
But crazy proud of you, Nicki. So well done. Amazing. So yeah, we've done breakout, we've done women's, we've done tag, we've done ring announcer. We have left with, I believe, just the male wrestler, and then obviously we'll touch upon some other stuff as well. But male wrestler of the year, the final four was Robbie X, Scotty Rawk, Kemper, and Liam Slater. They were your final four, which I could kind of think I was thinking Kemper for breakout star as well, because he was doing so well in this category. I kind of felt like I didn't feel bad about not picking him over Vusyk kind of thing, and the Vusyk one made sense. But I was like, you know what, Kemper's in the final four for male wrestler. He'll be all right. He's doing okay. I don't feel bad about it. So out of those four, Nicki, which one would you have picked?
I mean, I voted for Liam. I'm a huge that man. Everything he does, where he started, where I first saw him selling raffle tickets at NGW, to then Tidal when went through the lift. The stuff we used to see at Tidal was insane that Liam would do. To now, I wouldn't have dared get in the ring to ring announce if I hadn't have spoken to Liam at Second Pursuit and told him that I was thinking about it. And he encouraged me and he said, book a session, come down. He was so patient with me. He was absolutely incredible. I can see why people want to train with Liam. I know obviously announcing and wrestling is completely different, but the comfort I felt in that session was incredible. He's just so easy to talk to, and he's, like I say, he's so patient. He's so good, and you can see the love and the passion he has for it. And I'm done being mushy now.
Mr. Blue, out of those four people, do you have a preference? Do you have any of those four? And obviously, I know you picked up Kemper. You've shown Kemper love before. What is it? Any of those, that you think, right? You could go on YouTube, put the name in, and you'll go look for one of their matches, or you look on their socials to see if they've had a match.
It is Liam. Like, just watching the way he works. He's so technically proficient. It's astounding, and that's the kind of graps I love to watch. Just techers all day long, and it's just great. I see, hearing his start at NGW, which is funnily enough where I started back when I was a little bit in. And then all the way to now running his own school, and I've had the pleasure of having a brief conversation with him, and he was lovely, and he said he'd seen my stuff and he was so encouraging. And one of these days I will go down, just finding the time when I'm not at my 9 to 5. But from everything that I've seen of him, I watched to be prepared for this match with him at North. A couple of matches with him at North. One against Red Scorpion, where the whole debacle was Scouse Pizza. Obviously, Red Scorpion being Italian, wasn't a big fan. And genuinely, made me like laugh, and it's hard to like get me to do that at like anything I'm watching, especially when I'm sat on my own making notes. But it was just a great match, a great story told, and then I watched Thunderstruck, I think it is 2 at North, the multi-person tag ladder match. Mental. Rhio also having a great performance in that, and Liam just great. There's like, I could say lots of things, but I'm gonna put it as he's just great.
Anybody who knows me, knows I'm a massive mark for Liam. I've followed him since he was from the Lazarus pit, so to speak. Since he declared he was a beautiful swan in Dewsbury Town. It's just like I said, Nicky. The journey he's been on is unreal. And again, not to sidebar into Tidal, but he's back at Tidal on the 19th of January, which I'm super happy about, because I think once he's done with Ace Matthews, we could see him maybe hopefully go for the title again, and which might mean we get Spike Trevay versus Liam Slater. How crazy is that?
Yes, that'd be insane. But another sidebar, I did I have a list of people that I want to announce, and it's Liam was very high on that list, and at the last house show I got to announce Liam, and it felt so good. It really did. But during my training, I got to announce him coming out to Venga Boys. And it was one of the best moments. It was like, I was like, please, Liam. He was like, well, okay. And he come out and he's doing, and I was just, oh.
Right, Sammy, when we say Venga Boys, you've got to do that. If that doesn't warrant a party like for Venga Boys.
Oh, yes. Yes.
To be fair, I do remember seeing him do that as a kid, and now it just struck me that that's him, like, because he's changed so much that this core memory from when I was a child going to NGW shows. Oh my god, so many things pop up on my screen distracting me. This core memory of when I was a child of this guy coming out to Venga Boys. I was like, oh, this is fun. And it's like seeing the guy he's become is what a transformation. It's like the constant evolution. Like if you're not changing then and you're not evolving, then what are you doing?
Exactly. You're not going backwards. It's not technically true. You're just kind of staying still. But obviously, shout out. As you said, we mentioned Kemper. I love the fact, Kemper got to the final 4. It was like, and he came second to Liam, which speaks. It's crazy when you think about, the year Robbie X has had. He's joined Bullet Club. He's evolved into the next stage of his career, his journey. Scotty's tearing it up. I saw him have a match of the year contender against Spike Trevay. He's smashing it at BWR. Scotty Rawk's just Scotty Rawk, and I'll always stand by the hashtag. Hashtag Scotty is awesome. So any 4 of those guys could have won it, and I wouldn't have argued. But I am very glad that Liam won it.
Yeah, I think Liam deserves it. Really, really, like I say, not that any of the others don't. The first time I saw Kemper, I was just transfixed. And like you said earlier, Sammy, to talk to him, he's just so lovely. He is the one person in the PPW locker room that I was so nervous to approach. And then we just ended up standing chatting, and I thought, why was I so scared of talking to this man?
Fucking huge, that's why.
Yeah. He towers above. He's like 2 of me.
The massive back tattoo doesn't exactly help in terms of intimidation factor. Well, it does when it comes to wrestling, but having a standard chin wag with him, it doesn't help with that. But he's such a lovely lad. In the limited interactions, like he just making the time to talk to little old me and everything that Nicky's told me. just what a guy. What a guy.
Guy.
What a guy. Smoker McKipper. What a guy. It is so yeah, they were the winners. You know, I've kind of tried to give the top. I didn't give the top four for the ring announcers. We just said Tom Campbell won it. Shout out to, I mentioned before, Bobby Cash. You know, there was Mark Adams and Simon Cassidy, who I will shout out forever for. The man just took the ball and ran with it. Obviously, he didn't win, but seeing what he was doing on the social medias, the dude was just trying to posting clip after clip after clip every day of like his highlights for this year, being like, please vote for me, please let me beat Tom. He was just having fun with it. He got what the polls were about. So a massive shout out to Simon Cassidy for just having a laugh.
I just remember Tiny Simon chants at ICW in Sheffield. It was just no one would stop. It was just Tiny Simon.
Poor Simon. It was cold. That's all it was. But yeah, obviously, you know, there's so many other people that, like I said, you know, we know how great British wrestling is. Obviously, Sammy knows more about it than I do. Nikki, you're behind the curtain more than I am now, so I'm literally this person, the only one on this side at the minute. But you know, I can sit back as a fan and be like, this is amazing. There's so much talent out there, so many good promotions, so many good shows. And this is crazy. I want to bring this up. I mean, Sammy, you've got a show coming up soon called A Perfect Storm. And I do believe, you know, you're going to be on the same card as Mr. Johnny Storm.
I am, yeah. It's gonna be a fun show. I'm looking forward to meeting him. I haven't met him yet, and I've heard the legend. I see everyone's praise about him, and I can't wait to have a little chinwag with him, see what I can learn.
Just touch upon it. Obviously, you know, Nikki said it earlier. You know that she's now changed alliances and she'll be cheering on Mr. Gung Ho. Sammy Blue.
I've already told Ash. Motley is aware. I am Team Blue.
Yeah, you better be.
Impartial. I'm announcing. I'm impartial.
What about the Wombats?
That's a different promotion.
Wombat at heart, you know, Wombat at heart is a Wombat at heart. You'll stay loyal no matter where you go.
I have. Speaking of, this was Isabel's Christmas present from the Wombats.
Yeah.
Just to show it off. And I have a matching one upstairs, but this one is Isabel's because she keeps it downstairs because she wants to look at it all the time. But next Blackheart, she will be rocking this. But it was her Christmas present from the guys.
I believe Sammy and Ash told me about that during Sammy's episode, so I stayed quiet. But yes, I think it was going to be happening, and Izzy was going to get a present. So
yeah, he was like, just wrap it up from us, and then I filmed it and I sent him it, and he sent her a Merry Christmas video, and she was very happy.
Nice. That's awesome. That's what wrestling is, you know.
Yeah.
That's what wrestling can be. You know, it doesn't have to be every show. But there has to be that mixture of shows. Like, say, you know, we talk about North, we talk about Blackheart. You know, that's what Blackheart does so well. It's what like Planet Wrestle does. You know, it gets the kids involved. It gets the kids excited. You know, we need to get the next generation of wrestlers invested somehow, and that's what those shows do, and they do it really well.
Touching on that, I would like to point out how amazing Fountains was at Christmas. No, not just for the wrestling. I'll say I'm not a religious person, you know, but I could have gone to that as a fan and had just as much fun. They had craft tables set up for the kids. Isabel had a blast. She made a crown. She made loads of things. They've always got like food, like proper food. You're not getting like a bag of crisps from behind the bar, you know, just the vibe of it all. They told the nativity in such a way that it was so much fun. but the backstage vibe was just incredible. Everyone was just having fun, loving it. But to see, there was nearly 100 people there, Sammy.
Yeah, there was a good amount of people, a lot of families.
Yeah, nearly 100 people, and there were so many kids, and the family vibe. Like, I want fountains in the running next year. I really do, because I think they deserve it. The matches that this man, Sammy Blue, is putting on, and Muttley, and Billy, and Jay, the matches that they're putting on there. Not forget, like, Pride and TC and everyone. They're all working so hard, and they are all such a credit to Pete. Sorry, Sean. having, as you know, Nick, followed Sean for a long time now, like, to see the talent that he is producing there. And I spoke to him about it, and I just said, you know, you should be so proud. And the fact that they are such nice guys as well. Like, there's not one of them that I don't get along with. They're all just, you can see how much passion, how much heart they have. The passion I know that Sammy puts into it, and the dedication, and Muttley, and all of them, they just put so much into it, and it is such a credit to Pete. Sean.
Abby, can you talk, or are you overcome with tears and emotion at that little speech?
No. I wasn't actually crying. I was trying to play up to the fact.
He's used to it off me by now.
Yeah, I can only be grateful for Pete. Sean, there we are. Get me into it now. Starting bad habits. I make it known how grateful I am for him. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have got as far as I have. And I know how much he means to all the lads and lasses down at FCB and Wrestle Island. And he's just so good. He's just so good, and he means a lot to me. And the fact that I'm trusted to be able to put on these main event matches along with Muttley and Billy and Jay on a consistent basis, not only FCB but like Blackheart as well. It's all just a credit to how good of a teacher Pete is. Sean is. Mr. Peter Sean.
Promotion of the year. The final four, we had FutureShock. Came out of nowhere this year. They've had an amazing year, apparently. I haven't had the pleasure of going to one of those shows, but their fan base is loyal on social. Everybody was hyping up FutureShock on X. We had, obviously, True Grit, we had Tidal, and we had North. They were your top four promotions. Nikki, do you have any preference?
Personally, I voted for True Grit. I just think what JC has made it's so good to watch. Again, I get emotionally invested. But not only have you got the storylines, you've got the technical wrestling as well. Like we've talked about the True Grit League and the matches that Liam and Kevin Lloyd were having. They were just so incredible to watch. Again, it was one of them where there's no cheering because you're just enjoying what's going on. Like I can be on the edge of my seat, like just watching, and it reminded me of a match. I think it was CJ Banks and could have been Liam at Tidal years ago, and I remember just sitting and standing and enjoying it.
I was going to say CJ Banks and Sammy Blue from recently then, but
yeah, and I got the pleasure of announcing that was one of my people ticked off my list, and he's just retired, so I'm very happy I did that. But I had a nice chat with him backstage. He remembered me from back in day. It was very nice to see CJ again. And that match was amazing.
Facing Sammy, it's like, you know what? I'm never going to face anyone as good as Sammy, so I might as well retire.
Yeah, that's it.
I was gonna joke I retired CJ Banks, but I'm not gonna do that. the amount of effort that he went through to get to the show in the first place, it was like 1.5 hours journey, and it took him like 2.5, maybe 3 hours to get there. And it was just so easy to like chat with and come up with ideas with. And I studied him beforehand, so I had like in this very notebook here, I have spots that I saw in matches of his where I'm like, well, having that, and just like so many different suggestions. And the amount that I learned from the experience wrestling him is, I can't even like begin to list off how much I've learned from that match. And the fact that I was one of his last matches is one of the biggest honors of my career thus far. It's amazing that I got to wrestle him in the first place, that FCB trusted me to wrestle him and put on a cracking main event. And seeing what he had to say on the socials about me after just melted my heart. Meant so much to me that like I can put on a match with a guy like him and it's like hang in there with one of the best to ever do it in the British wrestling scene. So yeah, mad. Mad stuff.
Kind of cost track there.
Mad.
Obviously, you know, Blackheart wasn't in the top 4, but Sammy, did you have? I know you've worked, you know, you've helped out at True Grit a few times. You know, there's even some masked dude that looked a bit like you turn up in a match at True Grit.
Simon.
Yeah, that was Simon. That one, me. I know. Me and Simon go way back. I haven't really seen him much since, but hopefully Simon will be making a comeback soon. I watched that match back the other day, funnily enough, because I was going through some of Sean's matches. I thought it was fun. What a great experience. Loved the vibe backstage. JC, I talked to him after my match with CJ. Such a lovely person. I know him and Sean have a lot of history. And he came out to watch the show for Sean, and to be able to be a part of a show like that with like all the production value and all like some of the best wrestlers in the country to share a locker room with, and the fact that I got to be part of that card was such a great time. And I had so much fun with Super Rojo and coming up with little ideas, telling commentary, little tidbits to mention, and it's just a lot of fun. And I want to thank True Grit for allowing me to do that.
Hopefully, like you said, you will be back. So if you're going to vote for anyone out the 4, I'm going to presume it would have been True Grit.
Yeah, that everything that I've seen from them is like they've got a full range of like such a variety show. You've got your technical matches with the True Grit games. You got your Wink and Mandan Ashes. I remember watching his match where he was the special guest referee and his partner against HT Drake. Hilarious. That was on a show that I helped out with as well. Just such a good show, and Wes, such a great guy. I've been fortunate enough to have a match with him, and he's such a lovely person to work with, and to see him in the main event of True Grit just doing his thing, and it's just great to see. Just great stuff from the lads over there, lads and lasses.
Obviously, well, sorry, dude. I was going to say you guys have bigged up True Grits. You pointed out all the awesomeness, you know, that True Grit have had on in 24. I mentioned FutureShock. You know, they've absolutely smashed it this year. Obviously, I'd be amiss if I didn't mention Tidal. You know, they were also in the final 4. I'll big up their stuff because you two have bigged up True Grit, so I don't need to do that. Obviously, you know, Tidal gave us Spike Trevay versus Scotty Rawk, Spike Trevay versus Mark Andrews, Spike Trevay versus Joseph Connors. It gave us 2 Amazing Iron Man matches between Vusyk and Cruz. Rhio versus Nina Samuels. There was a few Ace Matthews matches in there. We had a wrestling masterclass with HT Drake and Lee Dawson.
Brilliant.
It's all three promotions have been absolutely amazing this year, but not amazing enough because North wanted to become two-time promotion of the year. A promotion I've never had the pleasure of going up to. Watch all the stuff they put on YouTube as much as possible. I need to get up to North in 2025. I need to experience.
We'll all have a big road trip. We'll hire a car. Let's go.
Well, I need to witness this because when you hear stuff, somebody told me that the Doris Leon Slater match was crap, which I did not buy for 10 seconds. So I watched it. Now it's on YouTube. It was awesome. So I can officially say that was a bad call. That was. I need to go see North. It's even worse because I'll big them up sometimes. They messaged me before the last show. But if you can get up here, we'll put you on as a guest. You can come up and watch the show. And I was like, that's just made it even worse. That fact that I can't go. You're offering me tickets and I can't go. That's just made it worse. Don't do this to me, please.
I remember watching the match with Leon and Mike Bailey. What a cracker!
Yeah, that was January. That was another match of the year. Sorry, I totally forgot that was 2024 because it happened in January, didn't it?
Yeah. Watching them two lads work. Obviously, big fan of Leon. He's so amazing. What he's been able to do, and I love everything to do with Mike Bailey. So sign me the hell up. And it was just a cracker of a match. And I remember just being on the edge of my seat throughout. So good.
Yeah. So Nikki, everybody road trip up north at some point this year.
Yes, let's do it. Billy can drive. We'll get him to drive the minivan.
Billy does not have a minivan.
No, we'll hire one. He can drive it. We're sorted. Just nominating him now.
We'll do a Blackheart takeover or something. Just a Blackheart invade.
Yes.
We bloody wish.
It'll happen, Sammy. Keep telling you this.
I think you guys, your radius is expanding. I'd like to sort of see a few things. Obviously, it's the Sean only. Again, I feel like I'm just kind of a walking advertisement for Tidal. It's just because I know some stuff that's coming up and I might as well shout it out. Because I did the teaser trailer thing the other day for them. Sean only is back at Tidal this year. So,
Yay!
yeah, exactly. Not stepping on HT Drake's foot. I don't think he's going to be doing the open challenge that he does at True Grit. But if he's facing who I think he's facing, it's somebody Sammy, and it should be an awesome match. So keep your eyes peeled. But that could be the first of many matches. If Sean's there, who's to say he might not start a mini invasion himself? He might bring in a few, people. I don't know. We never know what's going to happen.
Only his boys.
Bring in Simon.
And Simon, the only boys and Simon.
Bring in Raw. Bring in Raw. He's coming back. He's bad to the bone.
Simon and El Bilzo, they can rock it up. There we go.
Yeah.
But I think that
Phil Nacho as well.
This is just me, obviously, I've got a really bad habit of just fantasy booking. If I see somebody's on a card, I'm like, oh, what if they do this? What if they do this? I'm kind of like, I did it earlier with the now Liam's back at Tidal. What if we get Liam and Spike Trevay at some point? What if we get Liam against Vusyk? Oh,
so I literally said to Sammy this morning, I'm like, is Billy going to be in True Grit Rumble? Do you reckon Billy's going to turn up?
I don't know.
It's literally what I was saying to him this morning.
I think there's 3 more people to be announced. There's 3 more names to be announced. So could be Simon. It could be, Dimples McBiceps. So
That is a
You have to
secret
do it again.
name, right? A secret nickname.
Well, it's not very secret now, is it?
No, now it's the world knows.
I think it's cute. How is that a bad thing? You're just like,
Get the
oh,
chat
it's
going.
not like you're calling them the package or something, is it?
I'm gonna say something. No, right. No, shut up. Sammy knows what I'm laughing at.
Exactly. I think it's cute. All right. I think Dimples McBiceps is cute.
It's biceps so dimple. Now
Well,
I'm just,
It works.
it
You shouldn't
does.
have corrected him. You're digging
I
yourself.
know. I should have just left it. Be like, I don't know what he's on about.
You've done it now. You've gone and made a big mistake.
Yep, it's out there for the world to see.
Apologies. Again, this is not live. You know, we can cut it if needs be.
Yes, fountains will be fun.
I'm digging a hole for myself here. I'm going to have to be the one who sits there scrolling through like cut.
Yeah, you know, cut out all the nicknamey part.
But no, there are 3 people still to be announced for the True Grit Rumble. So, you know, we never know. Again, that's the awesomeness of wrestling. We don't know. It keeps us on our toes. It keeps us excited. There's always stories to be told. But yeah, I just think, again, congratulations to North. I never actually said congratulations. Amazing year they've had. I'm sure they'll smash it in 2025 as well. Can they make it 3 times, or will somebody else step up to take promotion of the year? But if you had to hazard a guess, no bias, Sammy, but if anyone's going to step up and beat North, who's it going to be?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Out of the regions that I cover, so I'm not talking Progress, I'm not talking Red Pro or anyone. Just
I'd love to see True Grit take it. Like, I know a bit biased there, since it's my local, just around the corner wrestling show. But it's like the amount of care that goes into it, and the people that they have on that are also talented, and it definitely does deserve to be the top spot. So get your mega booking hat on, because it's time to dethrone North.
oh, the challenge is for Nikki. Would you agree with that, or have you got another pick?
Yeah. And can we just mention the venue as well? It's such a beautiful venue. Like, I love going there.
Left Bank is lovely.
It is, to see a wrestling ring and it's gorgeous.
But you know, that's one of 2 venues. You know, it took me a while to get used to it. The first time I went to a show in York, it kind of threw me off a little bit, because it being in a school, I was just like, I don't like it. It's fucking weird. I don't like walking through the hallways, going for a piss. I don't like standing outside having a smoke. You know, I'm paranoid.
Vietnam flashbacks.
It is a cool venue. I've got used to it now, and the shows in York are also top notch as well. Some of the best shows, some of the best matches from last year actually happened in York as opposed to Leicester.
J Vertigo and HT Drake, was it?
That's one. Yeah.
That was, and Lycos Gym, Miss Your Business.
That's another one. Jet
match-
Marshall, Brady Phillips.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, things about that match.
We were talking about Jet Marshall this morning, because he at Rise he answered Lou Nixon's open challenge, and that was match of the night for me. I congratulated him on it after. It was a no rope match, so you know Jet Marshall's always up on the ropes. So to see him, it was amazing. I was rooting for Jet. I really wanted Jet to win that match, but the show he put on in that match was incredible, and I just want to make sure I get that across as well, because I did tell him, and yeah.
What have you got against Lou Nixon? We had this conversation at True Grit with Lou.
I don't have anything against Lou Nixon.
You were rooting for E. Skinner over Lou Nixon at True Grit.
Because he's a cool guy.
She loves a heel.
No, I have nothing against Lou. I love Lou. This is what happened with Wes back in the day. He was just always fighting someone that I preferred. Me and Wes have since made up. It's took 10 years, but we have made up. I no longer boo Wes. But the same thing's happening with Lou. But Lou versus Jet Marshall, and the time before at Brunel, it was Lou versus Joe Wade. Like, these matches are just insane, and these guys, Joe, Jet, these guys, they're just so good. And I know they've been at North and, you know, fought each other, and there's something to watch them too. They really are.
You pulled me on it. I think it was at the Rumble last year at True Grit. You reminded me of this match: Vusyk versus Jet Marshall versus Joe Wade.
Yes, I did.
Oh.
Just like you said, like I say, Joe and Jet, they are incredible.
When I was talking to Jet Marshall, he remembered his old school name at UKW. He was the SLC.
Oh yes.
Yeah, he was a stiff little cunt.
Oh, but yeah, the matches. I remember going up to Joe at PPW after Rise, the last Rise show when he fought Lou, and we said to him, match of the night. And I know Mark sent him the footage over and everything because he wanted to watch the match again, and he just was he seemed so like complimented because I was just like bigging it up. It was so good, like Joe, wow.
Here's a match for you then. At some point, I want to see again fantasy booking. I want to see Joe Wade versus Supersonic Sammy Blue.
Oh, me too. Me too. We were talking about Sammy versus Jet this morning.
Very similar.
Talking about how I want to see Sammy versus Jet.
It would certainly be interesting.
Triple threat. There we go.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'd love to be able to like work with that caliber of talent. Like seeing them, they're just so talented, and the amount of batshit insane stuff that I can imagine would be mega. So yeah, have that be my 2025, please.
Yes, let's make it happen. People have worked the left side. Let's make this happen.
We have put it out there. We've put it into the universe.
Manifest it.
That would be. Yep. You could. Oh, you'd be like the scrappy underdog. You'd just be like, bah, bah, bah. Kick. Nah, mate, I'm back up again. I'm working this. You ain't beating me. The emotion in that match would be unreal.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting excited for something that's not even happening. Giving me so many ideas.
It will, Sammy. It'll happen.
Oh, anyway,
Sammy, he's gonna win Male Wrestler of the Year or Breakout Star of the Year. I'm gonna win Ring Announcer. We're going places, me and Sammy.
To the moon.
Yeah. Then where I get booked, I come as a package. You got to book Sammy and Gung-Ho.
You don't get Gung-Ho. Wow. Oof.
Not by some
that is it, though. That is the awards. That is lots of honourable mentions to everybody else as well. You know, shouting out. I just want to shout out Blackheart one more time for trying something different, trying something new. The kind of obviously it stopped towards the end of the year, but for a big chunk of this year, they were putting out episodic, wrestling on YouTube, and that takes a hell of a lot of effort from everybody involved. So a massive congratulations to Blackheart for achieving that for lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of weeks. Hopefully it comes back at some point, but even if it doesn't, that accomplishment cannot be overlooked. So massive, massive congratulations to you, Sammy, and everybody at Blackheart for doing that. That's it, really. I just want wanted to acknowledge, that they did something different. They put themselves out there. It took balls, and they did it. So yeah, kudos. I'm always excited for people when they try new stuff or get out of the comfort zone. Again, Nikki, with you with the announcing, that kind of stuff should always be applauded, should always be, congratulated. So, but we have done all of the awards. That was it for 2024. It was an amazing year for British wrestling. So much stuff happened, so much talent on show. Any honourable mentions from you, Sammy, for anyone that I haven't talked about, anyone you want to show love to, anyone that you want to say keep an eye out for?
Now that it's been brought up, Rise, like I've been to the past 2 shows and I really enjoyed it both times. Like, I'm not the usual target audience for like deathmatch wrestling, but it definitely engaged me, and like it's mad what they put themselves through for the entertainment of the mad fans that go. And like that no ropes match between Lou and Jet, that were awesome. I remember the last show, Joe Wade and Jack Bandicoot.
That was
Boy,
the match.
that was a great match. And then some of the deathmatch stuff, absolutely brutal. Never thought I'd see a guy get busted open like that far away from me. Yeah, it were fun. Definitely recommend it.
We had many people land on us on Saturday.
Yeah. Some guy landed on my foot.
I got climbed up by Trent Seven. It was an ordeal. He
So-
used me as a ladder to climb up as he got thrown out.
Shout out
Mr.
Jake coming out as Trent Seven's lookalike.
Yes, Trent Six.
Trent Six.
Trent Six, good old Jake.
Yeah, that was funny.
Did Mr. Bobby Cash deliver a stunner to somebody? I saw a photo.
Oh, Mr.
Yes.
Cash was in that rumble and he did brilliant. Like,
That boy was moving. That
Yeah.
boy was it was great.
but then says to me after, "That's your next job, Nikki." I was like, "No, I ain't getting in no rumbles." That's not happening. Sammy tried to teach me a wrist lock. It didn't go well. I could do it in slow motion. Very slow motion.
That's a niche, slow motion wrestling.
Yes.
The market.
I think we found it.
Yeah.
Instead of supersonic, super slow, I'll just work on matches in half speed.
Can you do your moves in half speed?
I'll get back to you on that one. Give me a year.
Okay.
Give me a
Dude,
year.
26 will be the year of super slow Sammy Blue.
Yeah.
I think gravity might be a force to reckon with in slow motion. It just won't. Nikki, anyone we haven't mentioned, anyone you want to shout out or acknowledge?
Crash Boat. I always want to shout out Crash Boat. Again, known those guys many years. Seeing Jake's progression, especially to having his own promotion, has been amazing. Planet Wrestle is brilliant. It is just family fun. I want to shout Liam at Planet because that guy, what he does at Planet is so different to everywhere else I've ever seen Liam. But again, the talent that Jake has on his shows, the fun that he has, I think Jake needs definitely a shout out, and he's going to be coaching at Madhouse very soon, so that's amazing as well. But yeah, Crash Boat, always love Crash Boat. 2 great guys, 2 great athletes.
Nice. My last honorary shout out is a Pursuit person who I always try and keep it up with on the socials, Skylar. I think what she's done this year.
Sky.
Oh.
We have been pushing, actually, me and Mark, we want to see Sky versus Sammy.
Ooh.
We have been pushing for that, and Sky then recently has followed Sammy, and we are hoping this is going to happen.
Nice.
Come on, let's have a wrestle.
Yeah, I do think Sky is amazing, an amazing human, just amazing. We've had many conversations when I was doing my training. I actually bumped into her after my announcing training. And yeah, as I said, my adopted little daughter, like, took her under our wing. She was so nervous, a match against Alfie. at PPW, so nervous. Took her under my wing and I was looking after her, and she was doing the same for me. So just a genuinely lovely human, and won most improved at the PPW Christmas party at the awards, and then sang Taylor Swift with me and Isabel. So
I feel justified in my shout out now. That cuts it all off. There we go. I was right to acknowledge and shout out Sky.
Cannot say enough nice things about Sky.
Yeah, cool. Right, I've got the time. If I am going to edit this at some point, I need to wrap it up. So otherwise, you know, the nickname's staying in. So I will. Right, I will.
Can I just apologise in advance, even though it will be shown after?
So, Mr. Sammy Blue, please let people know where they can see you on social, see what shows you've got coming up, where they can get tickets to see you whoop Gung Ho Muttley.
Well, you can find the tickets for A Perfect Storm on January 18th on FCB's pages, on Instagram, on Facebook. FCB Wrestling, great shows down there. Absolutely love it. You can also find me at Blackheart Wrestling, where I am the Unleashed champion, doing my thing. Guiseley Theatre every first Sunday of the month, starting next month, February. Get your send down there. Don't know what's happening yet, but it'll be fun.
It'll be good.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah, we were saving the fireworks, Sammy.
I didn't mean to do it.
Premature. No, I'm not going to say go on.
Finish your sentence, Nick. Finish that thought.
You are announcing. Yes, I think I'm treating you now, Nikki. Like, you know, you need to get on the socials. You need to hype yourself up as a ring announcer. You need.
I'm trying.
You know,
I just.
Get some photos of me, like.
I'm no good at talking about myself or bigging myself up, as Sammy has recently learned. But I tried. I did a little reel the other day, which seems to have done pretty well. And I have the honour of announcing the no disqualification match between two amazing guys, and I am very honoured to be doing that, to be honest. Because I can't say enough nice things about these guys.
Obviously, you know, we'll tag people in when we post this anyway. So if you're not following,
don't
if you're not following Nikki or Mr. Supersonic Sammy Blue, please do so. They are two amazing human beings who I will support till the very end. So please give them a follow if you are not already. See what they're up to. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. We've bigged up British wrestling. We've acknowledged all the awesomeness. We've said congratulations to everybody who won. And yeah, as always, you know where to find us. Like, share, comment, do all the generic stuff that we always ask you to do. I've just been distracted by my stupid ginger cat. Yeah, I thank you for watching, and obviously keep your eyes peeled. I've got a bit of extra energy at the end of this week, so I'm going to be joined by Mr. Hamza from NRG.
Yeah, sick. Oh, I love
Hamza.
Hamza. What guy?
Yeah, exactly.
Got his Backstreet Boys rendition at the PPW party.
Oh, we'll chat about this afterwards, so I can talk about it to him. I need to know about this.
I'll send you the footage.
Yes, I can put it on the episode. Do it, please. Yes.
Sorry, I couldn't stop this. I haven't really tried, but apologies.
No, don't. Oh, please don't. Oh no.
Oh no! Don't send me the footage as well. Oh no!
Sammy already knows at this point. Sammy has learned very quick. Can't stop me.
Nope. But yeah, obviously, thank you for watching. Keep your eyes peeled for that episode. We've got loads of other stuff coming up as well. You know, start of the new year. We've got Royally Rumbled with DJ King and Mr. Bobby Cash as we go over every Royal Rumble. I'm looking forward to 92. From 92 onwards, it might be all right. So, but yeah, as always, work the left side, and we'll be back again very soon. Bye-bye.